FNAF as a franchise is big. Its story/lore is big and complicated, and its horror is complicated. What I'm trying to say is that getting FNAF's horror aspect for a movie is really hard. However, this didn't stop Scott and a few others, to name a few. With the upcoming FNAF 2 movie, I've been seeing a couple of groups, handful of people, scared if this movie will be good or not, or at least better than the first one. In my opinion, I don't think the first one was that bad. Sure, yeah, there were a few scenes in the movie itself I just don't like. They don't talk about the fourth scene. But overall, the movie was pretty decent. One big problem that I have with it is its horror, or lack thereof. In the first ever game, you can instantly feel specific types of fear just by playing or even watching Markiplier play. No! Feeling claustrophobic from the small office, uncanniness for the soullessness of the animatronics, which is ironic. However, this movie had none of it. Sure, yeah, recreating the claustrophobic feeling is and always will be hard for a movie, especially since the repetitive gameplay just won't work. But there's no reason to make the animatronics squint. What made FNAF so scary was the uncanniness, and yet they thought making them squint would make them look menacing. No, they look goofy, bro. They look the complete opposite. Another thing that made the FNAF game so eerie was the sound effects. The noise coming from the environment and the actual animatronics, the slow breathing and painful of the deceased. Editor's note here, while looking for a video of the breathing thing sound effect, I saw a comment saying how instead of the children crying or just breathing, their bodies were releasing gases, and that's what was making those noise. Which just, God, that is horrific. It could be possible, it could be, but I don't see Scott ever doing that. That might be a bit too dark, but I don't know. I digress. Even with some of the shots we have of camera, it looks really weird. There's no frets, there's no static. They just look it's just blue. That's just it. The movements are also very realistic for animatronic standards, if that makes any sense. Of course they can't move like humans, or like not humans, but like move like, I don't know, demons. That'll just wear down on the actors. I know, it's just, it'll wear down the actors wearing the suit, and is probably impossible for the actual Foxy animatronic to do, since that was puppeted by multiple people and would probably wear down on the joints and servos. But throwing in CGI and other special effects wouldn't hurt and would improve the movie by an amazing amount. Jesus, I can't speak English. However, seeing the trailers, I don't think the second movie will do it because, well, just look at that, bro. There's nothing wrong with it, but it just shows that these guys, like, which is nice. It's nice that they want to go for a more realistic approach. It's not really FNAF. It's not realistic because there's ghost children. One thing I will add though is the wither designs kind of look pretty good. They look pretty uncanny. They look way better than the first movie's one, and I think they're a better adaptation of them. Same with the toy animatronics. I think these designs are amazing, honestly, and some of the shots of them look really cool. With the chicken, in my opinion, what is the weirdest and creepiest of them all, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty spooky stuff. The story in the first movie itself was fine, honestly, and it's probably the only way for a movie to adapt the first game. I don't see any other story, you know. It's pretty hard to write a story for the first game, especially since there's basically no story in the first one. Nothing to say much, because the second movie is almost out, and by the time of making the script, I finished school, and it's only a couple of days till the movies, so I have to rush this. From the reviews I've seen in the FNAF 2 movie, it is mostly positive. However, I want to focus on the negatives of the views, because that's why you're all here for, right? So, one of the more glaring reviews would probably be the plot holes in the story. In a few videos I've heard, this guy is actually Michael Afton instead of Jeremy, which I assumed, and a few others did as well. However, an 8-bit Jesus, I have to restart this. However, an 8-bit Ryan stream with Dorko and a few others, it was revealed that Vanessa had a brother. We knew this already from the frames in the Afton house. However, it was the first time it was confirmed. So I guess he is, I don't know. It would make sense if that was the plot hole, because it doesn't make sense. Like, in the game lore, we kind of know, or half know, it's not really confirmed, that Mike Schmidt and Michael Afton are the same person, the same character, but it seems that this is different in the movies. Another problem is the constant action. In the first movie, people complained about there not being much action and jump scares, so I guess the director, Scott, and the writers just pulled up with a bunch of action scenes, which to some may be good news. Some others say there's so much action, there isn't enough time to breathe, which may affect how the story will go. You might not have enough scenes to understand what's going on, and it might actually make casual viewers who don't even know the lore get confused, which sucks because, you know, parents being dragged into watching the movie by their children will have no idea what's going on, and they can't enjoy it either, which may suck. Another problem I see is how some characters get overshadowed, which I'm a little worried about, because we might not have a lot of scenes with the Wizards, since there's a lot of different plots and things happening, like Mike surviving the night from the animatronics, Abby doing stuff, I guess she's getting kidnapped, and Vanessa reliving trauma from her abusive father, William A. All of this will be fit in 1 hour and 44 minutes, which to me isn't a whole lot and might feel a little rushed. I think, it won't feel a nice and smooth ride. It will just be constant, moving, fast-paced, so we wouldn't have enough time to breathe. Here's the positive, at least. Scary. Much more scary. I can't really see all the positives since I'm on a deadline right now, and the movie is releasing tomorrow. By the time of recording this, it's 2 days away, so I have to get this finished. But that's basically all the reviews say. If you put all of the positives together, it will just say exactly that. There's much more scariness, which is pretty nice, I guess. Oh, and also, apparently, they're pushing the PG-13 age to the maximum, which means more gore and other things, which is neat. I just hope they learn from the first movie's mistakes. I don't really care much about gore or anything like that. It can be 16 plus, and has cool scenes, action scenes, horror, all of that, but if its story isn't great, I don't think I'll enjoy it as much. So I'm hoping to lean towards more on the plot and story than just action. But what I just stated, I don't think it'll happen, but who knows? Actually, no, a few people do know, because they've already watched it. Even right now, there have already been a few people who watched the opening for it, and I haven't seen the reviews of it because I think it's still playing right now in real time when recording this. I'm dragging this. My bad. Hope you guys enjoyed the movie, and I will upload more videos like this one starting now.